har varit på politiskt länge och varför starkt?
So, I've just explained it also because you can of course do Glima without this. You know, you can see as only physical thing, but the galdrs are used for, you know, sometimes when you're going to fight somebody, you can feel that they are stronger than you. You know, that is not an uncommon. You look at them, damn, they look more powerful, they look more aggressive, you know. And then you use the galdr to make yourself strong, you know. So when you do make it, you of course have to practice it a bit. But still, it is, as Glima, we start very early with it, you know, so you can get a feel of it. But it's also, you have to construct it right to make it really powerful. And what it is that because then you have that extra help that is needed sometimes. You know, that you have this and this was used. This was also used by in the military, in the Scandinavian military. So the first thing is when it is the manuals from the 16 and 1700s, they say that you are not allowed to do galdrs to become stronger and to be big. But of course they wanted them to be good warriors. So when that is said, nobody was tried for that. Nobody has been tried for that, but they had it in the laws. But you have to say, but of course, it is useful when you can get extra power. So that is, but it's also, I can explain. Do you have the book that I gave you? The one? Can you take it? So I will show you with a galdr symbol what it also teaches about the principles of Glima. Because Glima is something that has to do with fighting. So yeah, quicker. Good. Full part. Okay. You see this. This is a Glima galdr. It is called a gin faxi. Gin faxi. So faxi is a horse. So gin is the same as ginungagal. You know, that started the creation. So gin is something that is mighty. So this is the mighty horse. It means. But the meaning is, so this is to everybody that doesn't know, Glima galdrs, that have not been taught as a living tradition by a real master. For them, this is a beautiful sight. You know, it is quite cool. Okay, and you see, these are mankind goods, human goods. So to see that is how they look for somebody that doesn't know how to decipher them. But if you know how to decipher them, you see, if we start with this side, you see there is one that is high, two that is in the middle, and one that is low. So this says, so this is, your hands, you're attacking somebody. So this is, you can either go high up, like the neck and the head, and you can take a grip, around the torso, or you can go for the legs. And the principle is that if it doesn't work for the head, you can go to the torso or the leg. If it doesn't work for the torso, you can go to the leg or to the head. That is the simple principle. But in Glima, we always believe that you don't have only one enemy. There is always at least one more. And in Glima, it is where is the other enemy? You know, you're taken, and the other enemy is, of course, where you don't see him or her. It's behind you. So you have to turn around to face, and then it's the same principle. You attack the head or torso or one. So it is. It teaches. So it is a symbol, but it also have a deeper meaning of a concept. And shall I show another galdr? There they are. Sorry, this is the game factor, this is the copy, this is the game. Sorry, I said fair. So wrong. This is the game factor, this is the mighty horse. So you see here, it's like a swastika, so it's not. But you see, there is a circle in the middle, and then if it's a galdr, you are always in the middle. So you're here and you're there. That is how a galdr is constructed. You have to you are in the center of the galdr. And it's the same. It's the same principle, a little like the other. This talked about that you have three heights. You know, top, middle, low. And this is that you have three distances. You have short distance, you have middle distance, and you have long distance. You know, in a fight. And this teaches about how you, when you take the techniques, it's always better to take them in a circle movement. You see, it is moving, and you see these ones. These are protective signs, you know, that so it shows that you can either, when you're going to do defensive, you either lock them or you either slide out of them. So this is the meaning of the galdr, but if you're not knowing it, it's a cool symbol. so you understand. So that is you can use. So you can use a galdr and give it a new meaning, but you must have a true meaning of it. So this is just because when I started Glima, so my master he was 78 when I started, 78. 79 it was actually when I started. No, 78. He was born 1911. So he told me that I must understand the runes, he called it. But then I said that this is no runes, but it means rune galdrs. And so the aspect of galdrs is important in Glima if you want to have a higher understanding. Because in Glima, you must learn how to control your temper. You're allowed to be angry. to say, but you should do it in a good way. You should not. In Glima, you're not allowed to. If you have thrown somebody, you're not allowed to be too cocky about it because you're not a better person. You know, you have taken the situation. You have been in the movement, but it was the other one who gave you opposition. You know. Who helped you excelling. So in the older times, you know, on the battlefield, if you killed a person, that was of course okay because that is what is happening. You know, on the battlefield you're supposed to kill your opponent, but it was not okay if you say a bad word. You know, about the person you have killed or injured. You couldn't say to her, "Did you hear? Did you see? You hear how he screamed, you know, he was really scared to die. You know, you said something very disrespectful. But so if somebody of that person's relatives heard that, then they were allowed to take blood revenge on any person in that family to make it even. But they couldn't do it because if they have just killed one in battle, because that is what you're supposed to do. You have to do it. So you have that. That is why in Glima it's so important to learn how that you have to control your emotion. And the same thing that I say to you, you know, you are not even allowed to say that if you think you're doing the technique badly. You're not allowed to say, because you're actually not doing it badly. You're doing it almost correct. So then you should concentrate on that instead. So here we try to, you have to, because we train, as you, Glima, as you all have seen, it is full contact. It is quite hard, and most of you will feel it tomorrow, you know, that it was, but it was made with good intentions. So the instructor that has to, or the master has to make it so it's a good atmosphere. But my goal is that you excel, you know, you should become better, you know. So if someone is doing something good, we should say good, great, you know, and so that is supposed to be the right attitude in Glima. But now, when we're sitting here, you're free to ask questions if you like. Maybe you have some. It can be related to Glima or something close to it. And you know, there is no stupid questions, only stupid people. Yeah, yes?
Do the galdrs only apply to...
Yeah, higher.
Do they only apply to Glima, or is a galdr thing they use in different sorts of sports or warfare?
In warfare and in Glima. Warfare and in Glima.
Especially warfare? So it came from warfare and went to Glima?
Yeah, but they are preserved in Glima. There are only one galdr preserved from warfare, that is in Havamal, stanza 155. If you're nerds,
It's not
the highlight. That is the berserker galdr is preserved. Yes. So it was used in warfare.
From warfare to Glima, it survived to Glima, but it was because of the ban. I understand. In the 1600s.
No. It is the galdr was also used you should let the master answer. If you have the answer, you can. Okay. So let me. Okay. The galdr was used to. It can be used. It's still used. You use it for protection. You know, protection. You can protect your family, your house. You can also make love galdrs that you do. It is an invisible galdrs. When you have the oral, you make a symbol that should be easy enough that you can paint it on the forehead with your saliva. You have to do it. You have to repeat it twice, and that. So love galdrs is made. You know, if you are, you are a stranger in a town and you want to go out and you want to have casual sex, for instance, then you use a love galdr, because then you attract those you want to be attracted by you, and you can also and you can use a galdr that for fighting those you have on your breast. So if you want to have it visible, you use bodily liquid like blood or something. Otherwise, when you use everything that is invisible, sweat, saliva, tears. So it has the same. It has the same influence, but it's the same like the galdr we did at Poseidon. The other world doesn't hear or see it, but they are still they still are afflicted by it. Okay. Yep. Was that answer?
Yeah.
Yep. More questions? Yeah.
the sign Aegis Jalmur. Is it
Aegis Jalmur, yeah.
Is it fantasy or is it also kind
No,
of?
no, no. Aegis Jalmur. Aegis Jalmur is. No. The Aegis Jalmur, you know, the simplest is when it's only 4, and the complicated is when it's 8. It is like a cross with those mankind. Yeah, that is the complicated. So I explained the less complicated first. So you see, if you have like a cross, and then you have the mankind runes on them, and then there is also, if you have that part, you have also 3 that is called neck runes. You have them also like that. Can you see? That is too small.
Yeah.
So that is the complicated. Yeah. But it's the same. It's just we just made it with 8 instead of 4. But the idea, so the Aegis Jalmur, because the galdrs has 2 meanings. They have often an opposite meaning. So one is for protection. You have it to protect yourself in battle, and also inflict fear in your opponent. But you need the oral galdr as well. So if you don't have the oral galdr, it's a beautiful tattoo. But otherwise, but it's also for the opposite, and the opposite is to enhance love and friendship. So it works that way that these arms, if it's a bad thought, if it's an enemy, it shields, it protects you, and if it's a good thought, it embraces, and you are of course in the middle, that circle that is in the middle. But there is openings, so in the corners, diagonal corners, there are openings. So a thought can come true that these arms cannot, runes, mankind runes, cannot protect. And then these neck runes, they will feel it. So if it's a bad thought, they will send it back to the person who gave it. But if it's a positive, they will embrace it and give it to you. So you notice, okay, that is a friend, or if it's enemies. So that is the Aegis Jalmur. But the Aegis Jalmur is also a helmet, a real helmet that you will find in the dragon's lair. So if you get there, so the Aegis Jalmur is very much true. Yeah. More questions? This is learned times.
What are clans?
What?
I've really like in the old days.
Mm-hmm.
They're all families or clans.
Clans, yeah, family.
Do they have their own galdrs?
Yes,
Instead of just for
yes.
all.
So a galdr. If we had, we have time. So I will explain because you're obviously interested in galdrs. So now I will explain how it is. So anybody, a person or family, you can inherit a galdr, of course, but you must have the words. But a real galdr that is, in the Viking Age skaldic poetry, they have 102 skaldic meters, and there is only one that is repetitive in the beginning phrases, and that is called galdr lag, the law of the galdrs, or the rules how you make an incantation. So it's an incantation, and then it starts. It starts by you're communicating. You must know 3 powers that are stronger than yourself. If you're married, at least one. But you should maybe take them as gods. And they should alliterate. Like vowels alliterate with vowels. So Aesir and Assyrian. They should also. It's good if they are opposite. Male or female gods. It can be wind, water. You know, they are connected, but the opposite. But you should have so your community. You must have three powers that you are feeding, and you're feeding. It is called avla. So when you avla is also when you are creating children, animals. That is avla. So when you avla, you will do that with some physical. You know, if I explain it easy, you know. You know, when you are in your woods in the forest, can you feel that some places are more powerful than others? Have you felt that experience? So everybody has a place like that in nature. So when you avla, you feel like, okay, this place here, I am obviously connected to something that is stronger than me. So here I will, for instance, if I run, I will send my power to this. And then I will ask to get them back. So I have sent my power, and then I ask to get them back. So they will have gone through some mightier powers. So I will get back my own power, stronger, and then I will send it back. And then, so it's a circular movement. So that is avla. So shall I give you a fairy tale, or shall I say an example of what I have done? So just it was a former girlfriend, and she was also from Norway, and she was having her exams in school, and she was. So I was in Sweden, she was in Norway. So we were talking about the phone, and I could hear that she was very nervous. She didn't like the situation because that exam. It was, you know, they will not pick everybody. They just pick, they just pick like 3 or 4, but they have to answer, you know, that is the worst thing you can get. But that is just taken by person, and she felt, you know, damn, I will be picked now, and she didn't feel prepared enough. She knew a lot of the subjects, but not all of them. So she said that I would, if I could help, you know. So I said, okay, but I would help. I would help with a strong galdr, you know. So you will do great on that. They will not pick you. They will not pick you. I will make it. So I went out, and there was a park nearby, you know, like a small, because this was in a town. So I was running and really concentrating, and there was what do you call it? A little like a lake that was man-made pond. Yeah, there was a pond in the middle, and there was all these, you know, birds that were around. So I was running and concentrating, and when I came to the last line, you know, suddenly there were no birds at all in the pond, but everybody, you know, I'm now talking about 80 birds, they were standing each after in a line looking at me when I come running. So I thought, wow, here is something, even the birds feel it. So when I got home, I phoned my girlfriend and said, you know, it was such a strong galdr. I know that you don't have to, they will not pick you at the exams. And she said that, okay, it was nicely made, but I know that they picked, you know, before they went to work. You know. This was in the night, you know, so it was too late, but it was kind of good. So then the next morning she phoned me. Do you know what has happened? The data system has all broken through in this town, so nobody will be picked. So you can, so they can be strong. Okay, more questions about Glima? Yeah.
Where will you be back in Holland?
Back in Holland?
Yeah, in Holland or the United, because I reckon you go back to Norway.
Yeah, yes, I'll go back tomorrow. Yeah.
And will there be more like this?
Okay, I can. Am I allowed to reveal a little? Yeah. Okay. We have decided that we will continue working together. You know that Sasha is an instructor of that
fighting system.
Fighting system, and we have talked that I will, because you have this manual, and because when I saw the concept, I thought it had very good progression, you know, with the teachings and different things. So we will incorporate Glima as one option. You can also say something, Sasha.
We'll do it in English.
Yeah. You can say it in.
Thing is, with close quarter fighting system, I met Jackie in February, and Jackie was like, okay, there's a Viking. A Viking is walking into my lab. We call it the lab. Close quarter fighting system. We worked at it for approximately 20 years. It's a European system, and we cut out all the too much overload of techniques. So we went for what do we feel, what is fear, and what is the most basic principle in a fight. So it's balance, it's agility, and it's your energy towards the opponent and positioning, like Glima. So Jackie told me about Glima, so we did a tryout. I told him about our course, the mechanic. We did a tryout, and I had an assistant mechanic there, and he couldn't manage to destabilize Jackie. And he was like, fuck, Robin got thrown down once, and twice, and 3 times. And then it was like, okay, what the fuck is this? So I told him that this is really important, and we call it module 3. So the sticking and the module 4, the ground, it's really, really important to have more feel into that. And because of the European origin, it was really like, wow. So then I met Lars yesterday. So the concept is almost the same. The principles are almost the same. And we would like to create a parallel structure. There's Glima, there's close quarter fighting system. Also to say to the world, we as Europeans, we have European roots, and there's a lot to discover in Europe. So we will write a manual, cooperation of course with Master Lars, and then we make a nice booklet, because we already have a manifest, the manifest, and it's really strange. I never heard about Glima, but we wrote this manifest years and years ago, and it's about 5 modules, the 3 modules explained here, and the 3 distances, and we also incorporate distance, which kind of weapon, the body is a weapon. And there we go. So Jack and I, we talked it over, and we said like, okay, let's do this, because it's not well known here. It's not even known. But it has a lot to offer, because I love full contact. I'm a former full contact sambo fighter. I did some lightweight and some boxing. I fought all over the world. And it's really strange for me not to have encountered this. So this is a little bit strange for me. So now we took it up as a new project. So we're going to.
Yes, and the good thing also, sorry, interrupted, but is so also that what is also good with the cross quarter fighting system is that you also have different schools, you know. So because we need to have Glima needs also more instructors, you know. So otherwise it will die out. There are not so many that actually master it, and now they have also even. Because it's so rare, so now even people can fake it. They will say, "Oh, I can teach Glima," because nobody knows what it is. So it's very easy to do another wrestling style and call it Glima, and have you know the Glima rules a little. So I am very happy when people wants to learn, because what we have done today. This is a workshop. So when it's a workshop, when you have real training, you actually train on techniques on a longer time. You know, you go from this to that to help every technique you have to learn the defense. They go hand in hand, of course. But here, when it's a workshop, it is not only you learn Glima technique, you have to spar. I also wanted to show you some games because they are very fun. I think they are in the Glima games, and also that I didn't expect about the galdrs because Jackie said that these are people more martial arts oriented. So that okay, then I will concentrate on that. So that was a big, good surprise for me that you could do it with this strong intention, and especially the last color we did together was really good. And that was the first time you did it. You have only do it for 20 minutes, so you were really new and did very well. That was a long answer on that. Okay, so yes, there will be more Glima in the Netherlands because you have clubs in the Netherlands. Is it you? Yeah.
It is me.
It's you.
We're not together from 2017. He's his ex-Krav ex-Mentor, and he came to us.
Yeah.
And he did the mechanic course.
Okay, yeah.
So
That's why I understand Glima.
Yeah, so good. Yeah.
Also the galdr part,
Yeah.
because in the silat part there was also a lot of mystique.
Yeah.
So,
That is great to hear, and also good styles you have done. Any more questions? Okay, we'll take a round to sum up the day. So, because